Americana, and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
From the beginning, the main purpose of the Cooperative Extension Service has been to change human behavior by teaching people how to apply the results of scientific research. By utilizing a holistic, multi-level approach, Extension family and community health programs encourage health and well-being for everyone. Addressing values, concerns, and needs with reliable science-based information, Extension programs help people lead healthier lives. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCCW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, and this is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, brought to you by, as you know, the ML Agency. And this program, we talk about things that have to do with our member, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where now we have over 460 business owners, business members that belong to our Chamber of Commerce and who all have something to say. So this program, we talk to different members about their business and about how they provide value in the market, about the problems they solve, and about the difference they're making. And we love to feature our members. And today, of course, we have one of our members is Sherri Minch. And Sherri is with Nerium International. And thank you for being on the program, Sherri.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Carlos.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk a lot about Nerium, because one of the things that I know about Nerium is that you have probably one of the most outstanding CEOs in the whole direct sales industry. And he's a very successful, not only distributor when he was doing direct sales, but he's also a very successful leader. And we have a few members, who are in the direct sales industry and who can learn a lot. So I'm hoping they've tuned in and we'll be listening. So we'll be asking some questions about Jeff Olson also, whatever things you know, since you've been with Nerium now for a little while. I mean, I'm sure he's impacted your business as he's done with other industries. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. First, though, a couple things about the Chamber. Like we said, if you're a member of this organization and you've never been on this program and you'd like to be on the show, just send me an email, let me know. Better yet, insist by showing up to an event and saying to me, I want to be on your show. It doesn't happen right away. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is, right? I'm just saying the truth. We have over 460 members, like I said, and it's very hard to pursue someone, to say, okay, I'm going to get Sherri Minch on the show and to go and be the one that's initiating. It's always better when Sherri calls me, or I think that's the way it happened this time, right?
Yep, I sent you an email just like you asked.
You got to, and maybe you got to insist a little bit, and it's just how it is. I get so many, requests, and I don't mind getting the requests. It's hard for me to get back to them unless there's some initiative, and then of course a little bit of persistence, because otherwise, I was telling the group today at networking, some people, and this is really important, some people will act the way I used to act when I was 12, and my parents wouldn't get me what I wanted. I used to hold my breath, so I'd be walking around with holding my breath, punishing them, for not giving me what I wanted, by faking it that I was going to hold it so long that I was going to pass out and something was going to happen to me. So I was actually doing, hurting myself. I wasn't even hurting myself. I was just doing this, right? And some of our members decide to go down that path, that when they don't get what they want, rather than say something or resolve, they will go away. They simply don't come back. They say, I'm not going to his meetings anymore because, he won't do this for me or that for me. And that's me at 12. That's how you resolve a problem. You pay for a membership, you have certain benefits and you have rights by all means. So we expect that our members are vocal enough and that they're confident enough to say, Carlos, I'm not getting what I want. Help me. And I'm happy to, including working with folks that are not as successful as they want to be. We're accountable to you. So it matters to us to know rather than, she's gone and, letting people know that she's unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, there's a lot of members, so there's
but that's what I mean.
There's only so many weeks in the year. You only do this once a week.
And that's why you have to insist. Yeah. It's just how it is. Because I'm booked. This show is booked all the way through almost December. It's very busy.
Wow.
Because now what we're doing is when we get new members, we're saying to the new members or the people that renew their membership, you're up for another interview on the radio if you're interested, and we just book it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's the radio. So if you're interested, if you're listening, you're interested in being, you want to be on the program, I'm happy to feature you at any level of membership. And that's also going to go away because starting, I think in 2 months, September, this benefits is only going to be offered to business members, not to individuals anymore, because it's only for business owners and executive partners and people like that, because we believe that the value of a radio interview, a 1-hour radio interview, is pretty high.
Sure,
so
absolutely.
Anyway, it's just one of those things. So networking, this is where we just came from, right? So we had our weekly meeting at Spring Creek Barbecue here in Shenandoah. We had about 40 people there today. It was a very busy meeting.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's always interesting when we have visitors who've never been and who think that they know, how to run meetings. Well, because sometimes what happens is that when people show up like that, they talk a lot. And they think they're supposed to be talking, and we're telling them, don't.
Right. You're supposed to listen.
Well, when I say 20 seconds, do 20 seconds. Don't go off and try to act like you're, hearing some sort of gospel that you have to share with everyone. That's not the way it works. So anyway, I think it's always interesting because I have to, with such a busy meeting, I have to ask people to stop.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they get annoyed, and there you go. They hold their breath. So we had a meeting today, Spring Creek Barbecue. Wonderful meeting. Just great networking, a lot of people.
Yes.
And
Always.
So that's on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we know we're in Katy. And right now we've been going to Cape Cod Cafe. Have you ever been to Cape Cod Cafe?
I have not.
Not even the one here in Spring?
No.
Okay. Great seafood, really fresh, really good. Lobster bisque is one of the best I've tasted. And so he sells.
As good as Cape Cod? Really?
Well, that's where he's from.
Okay.
That's where the chef.
Oh, that makes me feel better. Okay.
That's where the chef is from, and he's a bona fide chef and a real nice guy. So yes, I mean, he has the New York accent, like the whole thing, right? So if you're going to stereotype anyone,
so I'd feel right at home.
Oh, is that where you're from too?
Upstate New York, yeah.
Okay, so you would recognize this food as
yes.
whether or not it's just like me going to New York and trying tacos. I would know.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're legit tacos or not, I would know. So you'd be the same thing. Right here, Cape Cod Cafe is on Kirkendall, and it's in Spring. Right?
Okay.
So it's easy to get to also. But the one in Katy, it's on Mason Avenue. We have a meeting there, 11:30 to 1 o'clock tomorrow, lunch. And on Thursday, we're at Tamagaucha in the Galleria. So this is another lunch that we do for our members of the Galleria area. And on Friday, most Fridays, we have meetings in Spanish. So it's just all in Spanish. Yeah. So not this Friday, though, because I'm doing this thing in Austin.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's going to be a very busy week for everyone because it's the beginning of the month. And I guess it's now children are going back to school.
Yes, next
So
week.
when are your kids going back?
Next week, actually. On Wednesday is their first day.
I used to go back to school on Mondays. Why do these kids go back to school on Wednesday? I don't understand.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I know that the teachers have some things that they have to do the couple days before classes start. Why they can't do it the week before, I'm not quite sure.
Right.
But that's always how it is. We start on Wednesday.
That's
Tuesday
weird.
is, like meet the teacher orientation type of day. And it's really just in the morning. And then Wednesday they start the whole day.
So basically Tuesday you have to be a mom.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I have to
there
be
with-
there at 8 o'clock, actually. on
Wow.
Tuesday.
So no networking for you on Tuesday, that's for sure. I mean,
Not-
you're
not-
busy.
Not next Tuesday.
But then Wednesday begins to go on to a regular schedule.
Yes.
And then you can
yes.
get your life back a little bit different.
Yes, I can start focusing on different things now. Other
Okay.
than, what do we need to do to keep everyone occupied for the day?
Yeah. Well, you gave them ice cream, so the girls right now are
Yes,
occupied for sure.
they're happy.
Yeah. Well, they're actually right behind you looking. And it's very likely that one thing that's interesting that a lot of folks don't know is that you have 1, 2, and 3. Yes, you're on television as well.
Oh, I didn't know. I
So
was
there's a
on
public
TV.
access television here in the Conroe area
Wow.
in South Montgomery County. That's why it's good. You showed up fine, but you're aware of that
Yes.
because a lot of folks don't know until later, and might as well freak you out now. All right. So on Fridays, usually we do this meeting in Spanish.
Yep.
It's also conducted as a business meeting, but it's different
Okay.
because conceptually, people who speak mostly Spanish or here for first generation, don't really understand the concept of networking. They think about it a whole different way, And we've had plenty of members also who are Spanish speakers who tell us, I'm wasting my time. All I'm doing is talking to these people. All I'm doing is eating. And I'm telling them, no. I mean, if all you're doing is talking and eating, yeah, you're wasting your time.
Right.
But if you're deliberate and if you have some sort of intention, business people understand that networking is for the purpose of doing business. Right. So eventually you will do business. Although at the beginning you do want to make friends and sort of hang out. And so I've had plenty of meetings now with Spanish speakers where I will conduct them like we do in English, like everybody talk about your business, and they get really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so they just don't come back. So anyway, it's a learning experience. So we have to conduct the meeting different. So if you show up to an English-speaking meeting versus a Spanish one, you'd see a very different version of what we're doing.
And do you think, as they become more comfortable in the Spanish meeting, will they come over to the English meeting?
And yes, but the thing is interesting is that they requested a meeting in Spanish.
Okay.
Right? So, I don't mind doing, obviously we're Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, right? I don't mind doing a meeting in Spanish, but they all know that to do business has to be in English.
Right.
But they have to get comfortable. So they're not familiar with the protocols, speaking for 30 seconds and, knowing how to talk about your business and just sales. So many people start businesses, but they don't understand the sales process.
Right.
And so I know I did that for many years. I knew how to make friends, but that was it. So I had a lot of friends, but I had no sales because I just never went for the next step,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of folks like that belong to different networking groups.
Yeah.
But they're really social groups. They're not necessarily business minded. They don't focus on you doing business. They focus on you making friends.
Right.
Okay. So what other groups what do you network also, Sherri?
Actually, up here in Conroe, there's a free networking group that I go to on Wednesdays. It's just a nice group of people. And, of course, the chamber meetings. I like to go to those on Tuesdays at the Spring Creek Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like how you've changed the format, actually. I think it's really, really much more productive, much more effective. And, I think people get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, we had a lot of people there today, like 40 people. So they were sitting all around me, because we opened the room and we rearranged the tables, which I forgot to. Okay, never mind. I always try to fix the room back to what it was before, and I forgot today.
Oops.
Well, the busboy, we didn't leave him a tip either. So anyway, I'll make sure I know. Because he always walks by and says, man, you guys are destroying my room. Because we do.
Yeah.
We just change everything.
Yeah.
I'll just make sure I fix it next week. But bottom line is we do it that way because ultimately you do want to have conversations with people.
Right.
And when you're in a big room that's as loud as most of these are,
yes, it's very difficult.
And you have to
understand what people are saying, to hear them when you're at the other end of the room.
And the worst part is you have to be superficial. You know what I mean? Is that you have to say, I work with Nerium International. It's a great company. Yeah, just to get attention, you have to try to say things that are not conducive to relationship, or not even to business.
Right.
So we stopped all that, Matt. And we do, and like I was saying, we do get people who show up who think they have to still behave that way. So we tell them.
Well, that's the typical networking.
Yes. Well, but as useless as that might be, it is the typical way they do it. Yeah. And so we call that a meat market approach, right? So we just throw people in there. And the problem is only the loudest and sometimes the ones that are the prettiest, or certain people will get attention.
Right.
But us regular schmoes like myself, certainly not you, but myself, we're either ignored or we have to do something.
Right.
So it's all distraction.
Right.
So anyway, that's why the format is the way it is. And I do find that some people, obviously, they want to be, the kind of shout to everybody, this is what I do. So we have parts of our meeting where we tell them, okay, everybody's going to stand up and tell us what they do. Just who you are and what you do, real quick.
Right.
We give them 5 seconds for that. Because it's not necessary for me to understand your methodologies and all your backgrounds and all your things. Just tell me who you are and what you do and what problem you solve, and then we can talk.
Right.
And that alleviates that piece that I have to shout my name and everything else.
Yeah.
But since we changed formats, we've actually seen a lot more people coming back to meetings, a stronger core of people that show up every time.
Yeah, because you feel like you've made a connection
Mm-hmm,
when you actually sit down and talk to someone face to face, 2 or 3 people versus trying to shout across the room of 40 and hope somebody hears you and remembers your name.
And the worst part is, and then, yes, because plus most of these commercials people use are as boring and as terrible. I mean, they're just terrible,
They haven't taken your training.
They get no results. I mean, it's not even about the training. It's just how I feel when I've gone, and I still go to networking things where I have to participate in that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe the leaders don't see it. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
It's just like, anyway, bottom line is we have a whole reason for that. And today we talked a lot about transformation.
Okay.
About how you go from wherever your client is to where your promise takes them.
Okay.
Right? So you have a promise with Nerium, right? And you have a roadmap, hopefully, that can take people somewhere.
Yes.
And so that would be something interesting for you to talk about. Just sort of what do you take people? But so we'll talk about that after the break.
Okay.
Right now, first, I'd like to just learn a little bit more about you and Nerium itself. Like what is Nerium, and how long have you been involved with them?
So Nerium International is actually an anti-aging company, and we have also branched out into the health and wellness arena. All of our products are plant-based and based on real science. So it's not something that, they walk into a factory and say, I need a formula that does this, and they pull it off the factory floor and put their label on it. So it's just like whatever you can buy at Walgreens. All of these things are researched at like top of the line research medical institutes, and all of our products actually have patented molecules in them, so they can't be copied by anyone else on the market. And so, we provide solutions for skin issues. We provide solutions for health and wellness. Really anything that can be related to anti-aging, whether it's wrinkles or just your overall health and well-being.
Okay. Wow. And so how long have you guys been on the market now? How long has Nerium been?
6 years, actually, almost 7 years.
Okay.
The company's been in business.
So you've already broken through that whole 5-year thing with direct sales that everybody talks about.
Yes, absolutely. And, we're the fastest growing company. We were ranked number 1 on Inc. 500. In our first year in business, we did $100 million in sales with one product in the United States only. So we're breaking all kinds of records. The second year, we did $200 million in sales.
Wow.
And so, and now we're over $2 billion in cumulative sales.
Okay.
We're the youngest direct sales company to ever have done that.
And so where's the located? Where the office is? Is it Dallas?
Yeah, the headquarters is in Dallas. Yep.
Okay. So that's where you guys go to your conventions right now?
No, actually, we go to various places. We've been to Dallas. We've been to St. Louis. The last one was actually in Las Vegas.
Of course. You got to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our next one is going to be in Nashville, actually. So
really?
I'm really excited about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be
not
interesting.
a place I've been before. So
there you go. So I'm, for those of you listening, I'm here with Sherri Minch. Sherri is an associate with Nerium International. Nerium International is now a health and wellness company, but they also, their breakthrough products are things that will surprise you in terms of what's out there right now. They have one product, I'm not sure what it's called, but it helps you with brain functions. And
EHC.
Well, the name itself is like, okay, you can call it something instead of, and I'm sure those are acronym for something. Anyway, when we come back from break, we're going to talk more about the different products that Nerium International offers and about the different things that Nerium is doing to really make a difference in the market. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out ourlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your questions. Get seen on TV, YouTube, and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Did you know that there are over 153 million orphans in the world today? The sad reality is 99% of those kids will likely never be adopted. Core Love is an organization right here in Conroe that takes care of orphan children in Haiti, Honduras, and India. We bring the love of Jesus by providing their 6 basic needs of clean water, proper food, healthcare, education, job skills, and a loving home. Visit corelove.org. That's CORELUV.org. Will you help defend the orphan?
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Amel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Amel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Amel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris. And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
We're back. We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, a program designed for our members to feature their business, be heard, and to really, really emphasize one of the most important benefits that this Chamber of Commerce gives its members, and that's visibility. You might be able to hear the train in the distance that's out there. We are close. We're overlooking downtown Conroe, and there are some train tracks around here, and sometimes people can hear them. It's not your neighborhood that has the train running through it. It's ours. So, because sometimes that happens. You know, I don't know if it's ever happened to you before, Sherri, that you're driving your car and you hear a car noise. Like, oh my God, there's a noise, like, oh. And then somebody pulls right next to you and you think, okay, it's got to be this guy. It can't be me. Right. And then he pulls off and goes, yeah, it was him.
Yes.
You know,
and so you go, phew.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because, well, those little car noises can cost a lot of money if you don't know what's going on.
Sure
you know.
Can.
Anyway, so one of the most important things about Nerium International that we were talking about earlier, and maybe you can start with this just a little bit, is your leadership. You know, Jeff Olson has a real history of direct sales, and he's the person that can actually explain to you how to make it in direct sales.
Mm-hmm.
One of the worst things that one of his nightmares, because I worked with him many years ago,
mm-hmm.
with his biggest nightmares, because when he was a prepaid legal, and even before that, the People's Network,
yeah,
TPN. His bigger nightmare was he would say, "Look, I know how to make this business work.
Yep,
I've done it." He's been very successful at the top of 2 different direct sales companies, just really successful.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, but it's too easy for most people, so they don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, they'll try to reinvent the wheel. They'll try to do all those things. He goes, I have it down to it's easy. It just master the mundane little things, and you can make this work. And that's one of his
that's one of his favorite
sayings. Master the mundane.
Master the mundane.
Well, because people won't.
Right.
Like talking to 3 people every day.
Yep.
That's huge in terms of for any business.
Yep.
You know, but they won't do it. Following up, of course, they don't do it. You know, having meetings and showing up and just little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that because I pay so much attention to him, I have found that in the Chamber of Commerce, it's the same thing. That when we ask people, just the little things, show up, you know,
right.
Bring somebody, help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, you'll be successful.
Mhm.
And it's just like what he says, it's too easy.
Right.
So people don't do it,
Right.
And the ones that are doing it in our chamber, they're being, they're getting a lot of business. They're actually happy. And so the little things like that. And I love that of a leader that can actually explain things that simply,
Yes. Yep.
because you guys have a product, you have something that a friend of mine about 2 years ago, I just actually remember Angela. Remember Angela Dillon?
Yeah. Mhm.
She introduced it to some of us.
Okay.
And maybe you can explain a little bit what it is and how it works. It's that, well, you can tell me what it is. If you might, tell us first your name and then what that product is.
Okay, sure. I'm Sherri Minch with Nerium International, and I would like to talk to you today about EHT. This is our brain supplement. This supplement actually was the result of 20 years of research at Princeton University. Dr. Jeffrey Stock had been researching Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease and trying to find a way to address it. And what he found was this molecule from a coffee bean that he isolated. The molecule has some really long name, and it's EHT, or the letters of this long name. This actually restores the neuronal network in your brain. So just like your skin ages and everything else in your body ages, so
What does
does
it do?
your brain.
What does it do for people?
So what it does is it actually restores the neuronal network. So people that have problems with walking into a room and forgetting why they went there, I can't find my glasses, I can't find my keys. So memory, focus, clarity. It also boosts your immune system, helps people sleep. It's really had some amazing impacts on people.
So if somebody wants to get a hold of some of this product, how do they call you? How do they reach you?
You can reach out to me on, you can call me or text me. My number is 518-588-5520. Or you can email me at sher.minch, sher.minch@gmail.com.
Very good. So this is Sherri Minch.
Sherri Minch.
Nerium International. And what's the name of the product again?
EHT.
That's because the molecule has this gigantic name.
Yes.
And most people can't pronounce it anyway.
Right.
But it's very helpful for clarity, and it's very helpful for focus and things like that. So
yes.
So how has it helped people? What have you heard EHT actually do for people that you've witnessed?
Well, so many things actually, not just people that have issues with memory. So people that are on the path of Alzheimer's, but maybe not quite there yet, able to regain their memory. People that weren't able to write their name anymore now can write their name. And even beyond that, there are people that have issues with focus, people that have maybe ADD, can't stay focused on what they need to do during the day. They're able to have a, more productive day because they're able to actually focus on what they need to do and actually get it done.
Very good. Okay. So this, I'm sure, is based on research that they've done. You said Princeton University. What's the one, because you guys also have something that I know Houston was deeply involved with it.
MD Anderson.
Okay, so what was that all about?
Yes, so that was our flagship product, was our night cream. Was based on research at MD Anderson. They were trying to cure skin cancer, basal cell melanoma.
Okay.
And so they were using this molecule called NAE8. Not that you need to know that, but and what they found was they were doing scans on people's faces to see if applying this molecule was eliminating the cancer. And unfortunately, it didn't cure the cancer, but they were finding that the wrinkles and fine lines and things like that were disappearing. And so they said, well, maybe we have something here. So they actually called Jeff Olson and said, what do you think?
Is that kind of where Jeff said, okay, I'm going to leave this other thing and do that?
He was actually in retirement.
Okay.
When they came to him with this. And so he said, yes, I can build a company around this.
So when you know what you're doing, actually, and you share it, and you don't listen, so let me start over again. When you're new in business and when you're new in direct sales, you think you know everything. You reinvent and you do all this stuff, all this magic that you're trying to do. I know this one guy who started with this direct sales company, and he had all these shirts. I mean, he would have his shirts made, and He even had jackets for his team and all this other stuff. He went nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
But when you have a successful CEO, a guy who's done it, a guy who's proven, and he says, just talk to 3 every day, go to meetings every week, you know, he gives you the formula. And if you don't do it, it's the equivalent of you know, someone sharing with you how to get, you know, how to become a millionaire, and you saying, I know better.
Exactly.
Which is foolish.
Right.
And I reiterate that because every time I think about Jeff Olson, that's what I think about is just listen to him, just do what he says, you know.
Right. He's been there. He's done it. Right. He's been in the field, like you say, and become very successful. And not only that, he's built companies in the direct sales industry that are very successful. So, you know, he's been coined the millionaire maker because he knows how to do it, and he knows how to teach you how to do it. Like you said,
that's
though,
a bigger thing.
It's up to you to listen to what he has to say and then implement it.
And it's tough because there's no promises with all this either. I mean, but you do have a wonderful product. You do have, you know, some great resources. You are helping people change their lives. And so I always say the same thing. You know, if you're doing this for real, and you're not doing it the way you're supposed to be doing it, then who's telling you one way or the other? Yourself. Your results are telling you what's going on.
Right.
And so part of this whole thing, and part of the reason why I'm glad that we're having this discussion, Sherri, is because, you know, there's a lot of folks out there right now listening that are not doing the thing.
Yeah.
They gotta just do the thing. It's no big deal. It's not hard.
Right. That's the problem. People think it needs to be hard, and it really doesn't. The
Even
harder you make it, the less successful you're going to be.
Sure. Anyway, so all right. So EHT.
I think you might need some, Dr. C.
Well, that's for your memory and for all the other stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. But then the other one, because I have a friend who, if she doesn't use the creams and the stuff, she looks like a different person. Poor thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks like she ages very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, but when she's using the creams and all this, she looks, her skin looks very youthful.
Sure.
You know?
Yes. Our motto is, well, not our motto, but one of our taglines is "Give us a year, we'll give you 10 back."
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that's just the product itself that does that. I mean, it's several things, right? I mean, you have to have, okay.
We've actually evolved the product line. Like I said, it started with just the night cream. But of course, everybody said, "Oh, well, but we need something used during the day." So then they came out with a day cream, and then people started using it in different areas of their body because they said, "If it works on my face, what would it do for my thighs?"
Okay.
And so now we have body contour cream for loose and sagging skin, the appearance of cellulite. Better than going to the gym. It's easy. Back to the easy thing.
Yeah, sure.
So we have targeted products just for the eyes.
So how many products do you guys have now? Because I know you started with one.
We started with one, and we're up to 15 now, actually.
Okay. But they're all anti-aging, they're all wellness, things like that.
Yes.
So tell me then a little bit about how you guys work with people with the plan. You talked about the self-development plan that you mentioned.
Yes. So Jeff's keys to success, right? He's got what he calls 10 core commitments. One of them is, like you said,
be here a year from now.
Yes, actually, that's number 10. Be here a year from now.
I know.
But he's really, really, really big on personal development. As you know, he's one of the leaders in that. You know, he was kind of one of the pioneers in the personal development space.
Okay.
With his TV show, and so he asks us all to read at least 10 pages of a good book a day. Whether it's reading a book, listening to something, an audio on your phone, in your car, whatever it is. But you need to be growing yourself, because if you're not growing yourself, you're not learning, you're not going to be successful.
Okay.
You kind of get stale, and you don't move forward.
That's one of the biggest benefits of direct sales companies. This, by the way, was initiated, I'm sure, by Amway. 50 or 75 years ago, when Amway was first in the market, they would have their tape of the month thing, and they would just really drill into a lot of self-development. The reason I know most of Jeff's commitments is 15 years ago, and when I first met Jeff, I did a lot of the translation work for prepaid legal, which is where Jeff was after he sold TPN, or after they merged, rather. So my company then used to do a lot of translations from English to Spanish. That's how I got to know him well because all the systems that they were implementing and just the success that he was creating, you know? So anyway, do all members have access to this plan that you're talking about?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And actually, it's not even members, it's even customers. Jeff is also the pioneer in the happiness movement. And so all of our customers get a free digital subscription to Live Happy magazine. Not one that you'll see on the newsstand at the grocery checkout.
Live Happy? What's it called?
Live Happy.
Live Happy.
Yep.
Okay.
We actually created this company called Live Happy. It's our sister company. He spoke with the United Nations about happiness, and he's the reason why we have an International Day of Happiness every March.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So if anything, you can take care of your face and your body and feel good and then be happy.
Exactly.
And hopefully that'll lead to more success in the business and things like that. So,
well, certainly it's actually been proven that success does not precede happiness. Happiness precedes success.
Okay. So what does that mean?
That means that you can't say, well, when I get that new job, when I get that new car, I'll be happy. You need to be happy first, and that will help you get to
very good
the end goal that you're trying to achieve.
All right. So we're going to talk more with Sherri Minch when we come back. More about just the happiness movement and the new products that are in the market and many other things. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast. Create your first YouTube channel and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Amel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Amel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Amel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online, www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
We're back. We are back with Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. I was going to say something else I was looking at just now. Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show with the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And we're talking to Sherri Minch. Sherri is an independent associate with, I was going to say something else there too, with Nerium International. Nerium International is a wellness company that started with all kinds of really cool anti-aging and supplements for better use of your brain and your mind and et cetera. So now they're making a huge difference in the marketplace. Very, very successful. And something we were talking about earlier, that I know you're back there. They're not going anywhere. They're okay. We're talking about Sherri's daughters. Sherri, tell us the names of your daughters, please.
They are Annika and Sonia.
Okay. And last time I saw them, they were very small, and they were 2 years ago, I think. About a year and a half, something like that, at Costco, I remember.
Yep.
And now they've grown.
They have.
Tremendously.
Yes, they're growing like weeds.
Yeah, well. So anyway, so we're talking to Sherri about something interesting also, is that they do a lot of meetings, and direct sales without meetings is not going to, it doesn't work. You have to, that's a big thing. Like even with the chamber, we do a lot of meetings on purpose, because the more meetings you have, meetings make money. I mean, it's all known, because enthusiasm and excitement is contagious. And recently, we were at our Spanish meeting. We showed up at 11 o'clock at Cilantro to do our Spanish meeting, and we found that we got bumped. I know. We show up with all our stuff, and there's people in the room where we usually meet. So we look for the manager, and we said, "Hey, manager, can you help us out?" He goes, "No, you guys didn't tell me. Like, we told you last night." And we had called, and he goes, "Well, you need to tell me, not the people." And so taking no responsibility for, and we tell him, "We're going to have 40 people going to show up in an hour. And can you help us?" He goes, "No, we don't have any space for you. I mean, you can sit in the restaurant, And we had a presenter and the whole thing, right? All in Spanish. And so we ended up having to cancel the meeting there and go across the way to a burger place. Well, we had no choice. The thing is, whenever meeting rooms don't meet expectations, it's very difficult.
It is.
Because then it messes everything up. It messes up your timing, your momentum, all that. So I know that you guys have done several meetings and different types of meetings.
Yes.
And things like that. Do you find more effective to do the meetings at home?
Well, it has a different feel at home. Some people are not as comfortable going to someone's home, though, so we also do them at restaurants. And depending on the time of day, usually the ones at home are in the evening, and the ones during the day, we like to do those at a restaurant, so people can come during their lunch hour.
Sure. Okay. And basically, during a meeting, what are some of the things that you guys explain? I mean, why do people go to those meetings?
We just actually share a little bit about the product line. We show a short video and a couple of slides to explain a little bit about what Nerium is, where we come from. We talk a little bit about Jeff Olson. And then, of course, we go through our products. And then if they have more questions, we sort of talk about those after the meeting is over, so that we're not tying up everybody's time.
Sure. And so what is the most popular product that you guys have?
No, that's a difficult question.
Go with the one you like.
The one I like the best, honestly.
It's okay to be honest.
I think I would have to say that Youth Factor is probably one of my favorite products. That one is one of our wellness products that actually restores your energy naturally. It works at the cellular level, so the cells in your body, and restores how your cells make energy. And along with it is a superfood and antioxidant drink powder that I absolutely love. I drink one every day, and just feeds your cells. You get at least 4 servings of fruits and vegetables right in this drink.
Wow.
So
4 servings of fruits and vegetables?
Yes.
So no more juicing. Who needs that?
Right. Most people don't get enough fruits and vegetables every day. And so it's a 2-part system. There's a supplement, a pill that you take, and then there's this drink. So the theory is the pills repair the cells, and then the drink feeds the cells.
Okay. All right. And that's one of the ones that you found. How's that helped you? What has it done for you?
Well, sometimes after we pick the kids up from school, and it's a little bit of a race to the finish line, I guess I'll say, where the finish line is bedtime. You need a lot of energy. And so that gives me a little bit of a boost to pick me up to get me through the rest of the day. Okay.
All right. So tell us a little bit more, if you would, about the benefits of the research that has been done with the other product, the one that helps you with brain function.
Yeah.
You mentioned some important words and all that, neurological connections. It feeds, the ability the brain has to remember and stuff like that. Where's that research been conducted, and what kind of effects have you seen on people?
Well, the research was conducted at Princeton University at Signum Biosciences, whose labs are there at Princeton University. Dr. Jeffrey Stock is one of the research scientists and also instructors at the university. And there's also been clinical trials, and they've recently just done some studies on mice, actually. And what they're finding after administering EHT to these mice that have Alzheimer's symptoms is that it's actually reversing the Alzheimer's.
So I mean, the reason I'm asking you this question because people text me during the show to ask me questions. So I'm addressing one of their questions. Let me give it to you straight because you've answered it pretty much. Would the products help someone who hasn't been diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, but has those type of symptoms? And that's what you're saying now.
Yes, absolutely. It absolutely will. We are seeing people that are starting down the path. They start taking the supplement and they're able to, get back to feeling like they were previously. They're able to remember things.
So you'll help me find my keys?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, let me ask you this, Sherri. So if somebody wants to go, do you have a website where people can go check all this stuff out?
Absolutely. Yes, I do. My website is SMINCH.
Minch.
Nerium, NERIUM.com. And we have all kinds of information there about all of our products and, of course, all of our wellness products and some of the ingredients. And there's actually another website that explains the ingredients specifically and what each one of the ingredients does, what the benefits of those ingredients are. And that's www.neriumingredients.com.
Very good. So, all right. So, because you can't really, administer or you can't really diagnose and also prescribe. I mean, those wouldn't be good behaviors to have on a radio show, much less from someone like ourselves who are not medically trained.
Exactly.
So, but we can talk about things that you've seen. I have a friend who her mom is now beginning to lose her memory. It's simply gone, right? So she'll be having lunch with you and all of a sudden will forget who you are. I mean, that's Alzheimer's 101, basically. It's just the beginnings of things like that.
Yes.
And so for people like her, you have seen that is reversible using these products.
Yes. I have a friend who has had a traumatic brain injury. As a result, she was not able to look at a computer screen for any extended period of time. The light really bothered her. She wasn't able to sleep. She kind of was easily agitated. She started taking EHT and she said, I am a whole new person. I'm able to be the mother I want to be, the wife I want to be. I have another friend, her daughter was not able to read at grade level. She started taking EHT. Now she's able to read and she's making progress in that area. I know another friend, Sarah, whose son, he had issues with, I'm not really supposed to say the word, but I'll go ahead and say it anyway. Autism.
Okay.
He's actually, on the spectrum. So, wasn't really able to accept affection, things like that.
Wow.
Not able to express himself either. And he started taking EHT, and the difference in him is really, really been amazing. So there's all kinds of different stories of various.
Okay. So is EHT, is it expensive?
No, honestly, it's $2 a day.
Okay.
It's less than a cup of coffee. It's $60 for a box of 30 pills.
Okay. And that is all it takes. I mean, you don't have to do all kinds of other stuff and exercises and
no
standing on your head or anything like that.
No, but you need to take it for an extended period of time. It's not like you take one pill and suddenly your memory is back.
Right.
Even the doctor explained to us that you need to give it a full 90 days before you feel or see any noticeable effects. Now, everybody's different. So, some people that have had concussions and things might see an effect more quickly.
Okay.
For me personally, it did take 3 months.
So you guys used to hand out that as samples. You don't do that anymore?
No, we've never really sampled EHT.
Well, I got one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, did you notice an effect?
Not in 6 days, no.
That's why.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't do that anymore.
Right. Because it takes time.
Okay.
And
like
so
everything.
People lose confidence.
Well, it's just like with CBD oil. I mean, it's something that's out in the market. It's really hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it doesn't happen with 1 or 2 doses or 1 or 2 times, or even a week or a month. It's a matter of time, because your body has never really been able to absorb things like that, and it does have to, take on the right amounts for it to make a difference for you.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, you think about it. It's sort of like any of our products, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all take time.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get that way overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took you 40 years to get to the point where you couldn't remember things.
Sure.
It's not going to be 6 hours and you got it all back.
There you go. And do you guys also recommend any kind of dietary changes with that, like lessening in on less sugars or less types of foods? That
No, actually, we don't actually recommend dietary changes. Although what we do recommend is that it be taken with a healthy fat.
Okay.
Your body absorbs it better if you're consuming it with a healthy fat,
like
avocado.
Okay.
Something along
salmon.
That yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
No, it's something with the healthy fat rather. So
yes.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, that is some sort of variation. You're not going to drink it with a Dr. Pepper and pizza or something. It's just,
well, you can, but it might take you 9 months to feel the effects.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so there are ways to make it have more impact, and and a lot of us don't talk about those things, and that's why we end up. You know what I mean? It's like you end up saying, okay, well, I didn't do anything. I did it for 90 days, but I never quit smoking. I never quit, all my bad habits, and this thing is supposed to fix everything, but you never help it.
Right.
So that makes a difference. All right. So tell us then, Sherri, before we're running out of time now, about the new products that you've got going on. You've got some new things in the market now.
Yes, actually, we just launched a couple of weeks ago what we call Wellness Chews.
Wellness Chews.
Yes.
Chews as in chewing?
Chews as in chewing. Okay. So they're sort of like a Starburst.
Mm-hmm.
They taste a heck of a lot better from my
really?
perspective anyway.
Okay.
And we have 2 of them. One is for energy and one is for sleep.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So 70% of the American population has trouble sleeping.
Right.
Whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, some kind of sleep issue. 30% of the population says they wake up feeling tired and fatigued throughout the day.
Wow. Okay.
So, of course, this affects their productivity levels. But even more than that, like we were just talking, it affects their overall health and well-being, right? Because sleep is a reparative process for the body. But perhaps even more substantial than that is how sleep deprivation affects your outlook on life.
Okay. So this product that's new, what's it called?
They're called Wellness Chews.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Wow, okay.
And there's 2 different versions.
Right.
One is for energy, one is for sleep.
We
like to keep things simple. Jeff likes to keep things simple.
I have a friend who has a company that does direct sales. The company itself, and he has a product very similar, although it's powder.
Okay.
And for the one that is energy, he calls it lights on.
Ah.
And the one for sleeping, lights off. Lights on, lights off. And that's what I mean. So it's
okay. Well, the bags have a color. The yellow one is for the day because that's when the sun is
there.
out.
You go. The color coded.
The sleep one is blue because that's when it's dark out. So I don't know. Is that helpful?
Well, one way. Well, I'm trying to get the visual into the public side.
Yeah.
That they can remember it.
Yes.
If you can't sleep, there's a product that will help you sleep.
Yes, and these are all natural.
Does it help me dream too?
No.
Okay. So no melatonin, no big deal with that piece.
No implications on dreaming. But what it does provide is a deep, restful sleep.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be 12 hours either. You can be a 6-hour sleep. You wake up feeling refreshed, like you just had a 12-hour sleep when it was only really 6.
Okay.
And what I love about it is it's, again, all natural, like all of our products. A lot of ingredients that are based on Ayurvedic medicine, and they work within 30 minutes.
Okay.
So you take the sleep chew, you fall asleep within 30 minutes. In the morning, you take the energy chew, and you have enough energy to get you through the day, and you're not feeling like all jittery and shaky all day long. It's a calm.
It's all that Starbucks.
Right. It's not Starbucks. It's not Starbucks.
No, I know. I'm saying with Starbucks, you feel shaky and jittery.
Right. And then you crash.
Okay.
This is a long-term sustained energy.
Okay. All right. So, and they're called Health Choose.
Wellness Choose. And they actually balance your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep-wake cycle, and your cortisol level. So it helps you feel less stressed also.
Very good. Okay. Well, there you go. We're talking to Sherri Minch. Sherri Minch is with Nerium International. And Nerium is a company that's one of the top-rated companies right now in terms of growth, in terms of what they're doing. They're making a huge difference. Somebody wants to get a hold of you. How would you do that? Sherri, what number do they need to call?
My phone number is 518-588-5520.
Okay. And what email? Or
Lots of 8s. My email is sher.minch@gmail.com.
Very good. Thank you very much for being on the program, Sherri.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very interesting.
It's been amazing.
We'll see you guys again next week. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection saying, have a great week and remember to support one another. See you then. Bye-bye.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu.